Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time is of the SH Figuarts Rey and Dio from Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. So, this I believe it's one of the last videos I'm doing for the Star Wars stuff before the end of the year. I think it's just Old Man Han and the crate Luke that's left after this, if that releases on time before the new year. But yeah. So, here we have right before the movie releases and we have Rey, and let's get started. Now, this is more the Daisy with, she's a bit older, hair is tied up. It is a different look for her as we go forward in what we're trying to do with the Star Wars stuff. Now, overall, I kind of really like this look. It is a mix of the new with the old Rey, and I think that's kind of that perfect blend look-wise with her. Now, as far as what we get and how you get and go about it, we'll decide that right now. Now, in terms of articulation, her head can go up, has a great range looking up, looking down, looks sideways. There is tons of range of motion and emotion that evoked from the movement of her head. And I think that's from the new neck technology, well, the new neck engineering that they've chose to do for her. But you do have a bit more range. As far as the head sculpt though, I think that the previous one looks a lot better. This one looks very plain Jane, but I think it finally works for the look. But I'm definitely gonna be doing head swap for more a intense look from her. This one definitely looks way more lax and chill, which is fine, but it's not what I'm aiming for in my Rey. Now, in terms of the arm articulation, we have a nice butterfly joint that kind of rotates through. We have that invisible bicep swivel that kind of rotates on these joints. And I think these ones are actually a lot better than that on the Far From Home Spider-Man, which are a bit too tight. Her arm is indeed single jointed, but it has a very cool acute angle rotation. I'm sorry, acute angle bend that allows it to pretty much get that articulation you'll need for someone who wants to hold the lightsaber and dual wield it. And then again, you can actually rotate the arm up. You can get a nice bit of look on this. It actually keeps you from wondering like, hey, what's going on? So as you can see, she can fold arms, block, defend, things like that. It's asymmetrical look here. So there's one armband here, there's a wristband here. I actually like that. I like the asymmetrical look. As far as the upper torso articulation, now that is where it gets a little tricky. See, that's where it is right there. I don't actually like how that happened because it's all on the waist where it's invisible. I always forget that it's not on this line, but it's that in the lower waist. And you actually get a nice crunch going forwards until you bend too far, then it pops through. So you have to be very careful because while it's nice, it just may not extend the way you want it. And it doesn't seem like it's extending as well either. So you got to keep that in mind and please be careful when you're rotating her. So it's from the bottom through the waist. So that's what makes her torso seem a little bit more elongated as well. These flaps are very nice and all, but I think they kind of get in the way overall for me, especially because they don't flow or hold well. So you got to keep that in mind. You have the drop down leg method with the thigh swivel. Leg can go forward and it's single jointed but extends pretty far back. The foot can go backwards or forwards. There's toe pivot as well, and the generous SHF ankle pivot that works well for what they do. Now again, I may not like this model. It works definitely for the body type that they've chosen for her engineering wise. I think one of the things and the oddest things I point out is that neck engineering that they chose, and I know why they chose it, but I just don't like how it looks when you're going to do hyper articulated stuff. Things start to poke out and fill out of place. So it's one of those things where it kind of just gets a little weird, and you definitely have to work on how you want it to look, and you keep a little bit subconscious about how you're going to do things. Like here, she's posed up, but the neck starts to protrude out a little because of the way this gap is. It just makes it seem like a little out of place, even with her neck. So you got to keep that kind of stuff in mind. It could work, but maybe it'll just have to grow on me. But right now, I'm just really not feeling it. Now, we're going to talk about the stuff that she comes with. Now, the articulation. And I do want to talk about popping the head off. And I highly suggest you keep the neck peg separate. You separate the two. And then you can actually pop out the non-hooded version of her for a hooded one, which kind of has this neck peg to attach in. Now, technically this is a stroke of genius because engineering wise it makes it look good. As you can see, it's folded up here. This is why I highly advise though you keep the neck separate. What I suggest you do is You take the neck and you plug it in first. If I can remember how I did the neck properly. There it is. Oh, did I do it backwards? Oh, did it backwards. Hold up. There it is. Then you're going to slide it through. This is where it gets a little tricky and you want things to line up. And then now you place the head on. Or in this case, you place the head on first before the hood. I don't like doing it this way, but it seems to work a lot better. Ooh. There it is. I don't like doing it this way because what happens is I don't like this way at all. Now, this is the way that you're supposed to technically do it. But the reason why I don't like this is because a lot of people will get their neck peg stuck in here because it definitely is a tight squeeze. And then you'll have some time, literally spending time trying to pop that neck peg out after. So I'm going to keep it on for the remainder of this video because I know that is going to be a pain. Now, this look absolutely looks great. Problem is, I've popped out her leg. I've done all this and that. I've gotten all this stuff happening. So I got to be a little careful as I try to fix this and get the leg down. This is a little upsetting. And this is why I don't like the way they tool her. And it sucks sometimes because this is one of those things where a really nice figure gets convoluted with engineering. Sometimes simple is good. Now, we have this look on her with her hooded look. Me personally, not a fan of it. Don't like the hooded look. It does not sit well with me. It doesn't sit well on her base. At least this time I've gotten it to look flush, because there are plenty of times where it does not look flush on her, and it really annoys me. While Kylo was done with a cloth cape, they've given her this plastic hood, and I'm just really not feeling it. It's one of the things that I would avoid this hood at all costs. Now, the other accessories that she does come with is her bow staff. This can actually be put around her side, so she can actually be seen with it like this. Let me actually pull this arm through. So this is actually a really good look on her. The bow staff definitely does help here, but man, oh man, without that, with this hood, it would just look bad. But it does have a good look here. I just think that this sits way too high. It bothers me so much. I think that's really why I like the other head sculpt on this body, and it's why it would work a lot better for me. On top of that, we also get some hands. So we have hands for holding the lightsaber. These are pretty nice. These can also hold other things like our bow staff and things like that, so keep this in mind. They're trigger finger hands for what is to be her blaster. As you can see, her blaster can hold in just fine, just like previous. Voila. See? Also, if you wish to holster a blaster, it can be held on the side, snaps right in, plugs in. There's also a plug on the side. When she is quite stationary, you can just plug it in, plugs right into the leg, give you a better look on it. It looks really good, actually. Then we have the lightsaber when it's not in use. It can be held up against her side. There's a plug here. It is holstered on her left-hand side. So let's actually move the bow staff out of the way as we holster this lightsaber. Voila. Let's put this arm down. Then we have the lightsaber when it is in use, which is right here. Now, what's cool about this is they actually slightly changed it. I'm going to change the focus a little bit. And this is the lightsaber from the previous Rey. So I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but this one is a shade darker of blue. This one is a more translucent clear blue. But also at the hilt, right, when you match them up, you can see that right here, there's something on the saber that's not the same as this one, which is pretty cool. They've made some changes to the saber, and I like that. Little nuances like that I do like. Then you get the tiny droid Dio. Dio's wheels do move. Not that they don't, they do move. And you get a left-right joint, or hinge. It can't go up and down, just left and right. and the wheel does move. You also get a tiny stand for him. So here he is, voila. Tiny stand works well. Next up, you are going to get the relaxed palms for Rey, as I drifted off course. And then you get the true lightsaber holding hands, as well as the ones that are going to hold it, if you want to do weld things like that. Overall, I really do like this Rey, but I think that the hood is absolutely done not well. I don't think it was done well at all. I think it was one of those things where they did what they can work with. And it's a little bit of a hindrance on the look of her. Makes it look like a plain Jane, especially because I know she can actually get a lot more emotion out of that. That's what I was saying about this, trying to get this neck out. So this part I don't like, and I'm probably going to, if I can't get it out now, I'm going to try to edit it out. But I got it out. This is a little annoying, as I did that. Now I'm going to pop back on this hood. And then now we're going to talk about how she stacks up size-wise with not only other Star Wars stuff, but other lines as well. So let's get that to look a little bit more flush. And then let's get you standing straight up. And voila. Let's get started, right? First up, Last Jedi Rey. This head sculpt I like a lot more. I actually like the color scheme too. But I do like what they are going for in the new one as well too. I just wish that it was executed a little bit better. Because I really like the way her upper torso was done. And I really like the head sculpt on it. I think the one on the left captures the look a bit better and it has a stronger head sculpt, while this one is a little bit more soft. So we're going to keep that in mind. I'm going to back up a little bit, right, as I do it, and I'm going to add more stuff in. So here she is, next to Kylo Ren. And then next up we have the Sith Trooper from SHF. So that's how they look. Now I'm going to take her Last Jedi version self out, slide this guy over. Then I'm going to use Luke. Oop. This actually moves you over because your cape knocks you down. All right? So it's a look. They all look pretty good together. Nice sizes. They all kind of work out. Here they are with an SHF First Order Trooper. So I think Daisy actually fits in a good size. She's not too tall, not too short. Could work out. Here she is with one of her new co-pilots, Chewie. Right? Then we're going to tag her up next to a Black Series Jana, who is a new character to the movie. And I think with the Black Series, these two can actually have a pretty good look together. Size-wise. I got to definitely matte this face out. It's a little too glossy. Now, next up, here they are with a Black Series Mandalorian, in case you want to see how they look. Right? Voila. Now we're going to try a few other things. Next up, we have an SHF Kamen Rider build. We have a Mezco 112 Gomez. We have a Black Series Sith Trooper, just in case you want to try what this guy looks out next to it. We have a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. There we go. So size-wise, she's tiny, but she kind of fits proportion-wise, right? Not too big, not too small. Just fits in, right? Next, we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. We have a Hasbro Lightning Collection Modified Black Ranger. We have a 112 Synthetic Human. I'm always going to have him look really weirdly at someone next to him. And last but not least, a Mythic Legions Balam. Voila. So I've pretty much got the scale down for you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed bearing with me as I worked through that head sculpt that I did not enjoy. Well, sorry, not the head sculpt. That head engineering, that neck area, just wasn't working for me. Hope you guys found it informative. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, guys, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.